Imagine you're lying in bed right now, phone on the nightstand, Netflix still running, the room is warm, the door is locked, and somewhere outside, a streetlight is doing its job, making sure the dark never gets too dark. Now take all of that away. No phone, no light, no lock on any door, no door at all. Just you and the night. And the night is total. The kind of dark where you cannot see your hand in front of your face, where every sound from the trees could be something that wants to eat you, where the fire is not ambiance. It is the difference between surviving until morning and not.
So what did ancient humans actually do all night? Did they just sleep? Were they awake in the dark for hours doing nothing? The answer turns out to be one of the most surprising things researchers have discovered about early human life, and it changes how you think about sleep, fire, community, and what human beings are actually built for.
Let us start with the assumption everyone makes that ancient humans slept when it got dark and woke when the sun came up. 8 hours. Done. That assumption is wrong. A landmark 2015 study by Jerome Siegel at UCLA looked at 3 modern hunter-gatherer groups: the Hadza in Tanzania, the San in Namibia, the Tsimane in Bolivia. All 3 groups living without electricity.
All 3 with no artificial light after dark, and none of them slept 8 hours straight, not one person. Average sleep time was 6 to 7 hours. They typically did not fall asleep at sunset. They fell asleep 1 to 3 hours after dark and woke before sunrise. The idea of a full night of solid sleep is a modern invention built around artificial light schedules. It is not what humans naturally do.
What they actually did was something researchers call biphasic sleep. A first sleep period of several hours, then a natural waking period in the middle of the night, lasting 1 to 2 hours, then a second sleep until just before dawn. This pattern shows up in medieval historical records. Before artificial light, this is how almost everyone slept. The middle of the night waking period was so normal, it had a name. People called it the watch, and what happened during the watch is where it gets interesting.
They talked. This is the most consistent finding across every study of pre-industrial sleep patterns. The middle waking period was social time, quiet social time. People lying near each other in the dark, talking, not about practical things. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner spent years studying the Juhoansi people of the Kalahari and documented exactly this. Daytime conversation was about food logistics, complaints, work. Nighttime conversation around the fire was almost entirely stories. Myths, memories, accounts of distant places and people, things that did not exist right in front of them. Wiesner argues this is where imagination was built, not in the daylight, around the fire in the dark, when the practical world went quiet and human minds turned to things they could not see.
Fire made all of this possible, and fire at night was not a simple thing. Someone had to tend it. Ancient sleeping groups did not all fall unconscious simultaneously. Research on living hunter-gatherer communities shows what anthropologists call sentinel behavior. At any given point in the night, at least one person in the group was in a lighter stage of sleep than the others. Not assigned, not rostered.
Just the natural result of different people having different sleep rhythms. The group as a whole was never fully unconscious. Something was always slightly awake, listening. The fire meant something else, too. Light in the dark signals presence. Predators that hunt at night use darkness as a weapon. Fire takes that weapon away. A maintained fire in the ancient world was a statement. We are here.
We are awake. Do not test this.
Then there was the sky. Before artificial light, the night sky was something modern humans in cities have essentially never seen. On a clear night away from any light pollution, you can see between 2,000 and 5,000 individual stars with the naked eye. The Milky Way is a solid band across the sky. Meteors are frequent. Ancient humans had this every clear night of their lives. And they did not ignore it. Every major ancient culture developed detailed star knowledge, navigation, timekeeping, seasonal calendars, predictions about when the rains would come, when animals would migrate, when rivers would flood. The night sky was not decoration. It was infrastructure, a map and a clock that never needed charging. children existed in all of this, and children do not sleep through the night. They never have. An infant waking at 2 in the morning was not a modern parenting problem. It was the original human condition. Ancient mothers did not have separate rooms to retreat to. The infant was right there, against the body, within the warmth of the sleeping group. The communal sleeping arrangement that modern people find claustrophobic was specifically designed around the reality that some members of the group would need constant proximity through the night. Danger was real, and everyone knew it. The animals that shared the ancient world were not the managed wildlife of today. They were apex predators, operating at full capacity in the dark. Cave lions, leopards, hyenas that hunted in coordinated packs. These animals did not avoid humans out of habit. They killed humans regularly. The ancient night was not peaceful. It was a threat environment that had to be actively managed every single night without exception. Fire, position, numbers, noise level. The group sleeping arrangement that looks like simple poverty to modernize was in fact a sophisticated, multi-layered survival system. Dreams were not ignored either. Ancient cultures across every continent treated dreams as significant information, not in the vague modern way where someone says, "I had a weird dream," and then forgets it by lunch. Dreams were discussed, interpreted, acted upon. The Apache, the Aboriginal Australians, the ancient Egyptians, cultures with no contact with each other, all developed detailed systems for understanding what happened in the mind during sleep. Whether or not those systems were accurate is a different question. The point is, ancient humans paid attention to the night in ways modern people largely do not. The dark was not empty time to be unconscious through. It was an active part of human experience that deserved as much attention as the day. Here is what the full picture looks like. Ancient humans went to sleep 1 to 3 hours after dark, slept a first sleep of several hours, woke naturally in the middle of the night, tended the fire, talked quietly, watched the sky, nursed infants, listened to the sounds outside the fire circle, told stories, slept again before dawn, woke before sunrise to begin the day while the dew was still on the ground and the light was still rising. We replaced all of that with a phone on a nightstand and 8 hours we never quite get. And then we wonder why we feel like something is missing in the dark.